Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Go Mode Podcast with another race for you all. I'm Ricky of Kokiri, and I am joined by Dark Shadows 59.
Good evening, everyone.
Today's race is DoctorBobtastic versus Hesjustaboy. Looks to be their first race of their tiebreaker round.
Yes, that is correct. Although in round one, these two have faced off, so it's be a nice little rematch here. In their first meeting, Hesjustaboy match beat DoctorBobtastic 2-1, but this time tournament life is on the line,
which increases the pressure.
So we had Hesjustaboy making a quick Link's House check. Don't see that too often, actually.
Yeah. Normally they would do Link's House and then hit the uncle, but in this case, got the heart container, then went straight to Sanctuary, and where's the hook shot?
And it's a nice boot substitute this early on. You would be surprised how much speed that hook shot gets you this early on in a seed.
Oh, no kidding. Getting a lumberjack check, and looks to be just a red rupee, so that's clear.
Yeah, and our tier 1 tree pull just being single rupee, so that's not going to help out much. Though Bob looks like setting up for a tier 2 or a tier 3 tree pull later on in Lost Woods. And Hesjustaboy's going to check our stem prize for us, and full magic. That is not bad.
Nice. Red rupee in the mushroom spot.
Now, Bob got hit earlier, so when he checks his tree pull later, it's only going to be a tier 2, so hopefully they get some bombs out of this, though. Just small magic from our tier 2 tree pull. Little less exciting since we know our stem prize is a full magic. Hesjustaboy going to give us our first check here of Blind's Hut, and not a whole lot. That bottle's nice, though. That means they can route in Sick Kid, but no bombs, so if they want to check that 5th chest, there will be a return trip in the future. And bombs in the last check, so there will be a check here in the well, and just barely enough rupees for Bottle Vendor. And Hesjustaboy going to go ahead and check that final chest over in Blind's Hut, and DoctorBobtastic following suit. It's always a little bit unnerving if you leave behind just one item over here in Kakariko, since it is Since it is in that Sphere Zero, you're always expected to be able to check it.
Totally.
Anything could be there. Bottle vendors actually are a lamp vendor today, so no dark rooms for us. And conveniently enough, they also have just enough rupees to buy some more bombs, because they get just enough to check everything inside Kakariko, but if they want to do a race game, they need some more.
Totally.
And Bombo's in the back of the tavern, so when we get our first sword, there's going to be some room clearing if they need it.
Got a map check. Looked like Desert Palace and Eastern Palace were crystals, and Tower of Hera was a pendant.
Nothing important on the library today, although they are a bit cash starved right now, so I don't see Zora anywhere in the near future.
No.
So Hesjustaboy saved a little bit of time just by checking the race game instead of running.
Yes.
Though this early on, since Bob was over here, he is going to go ahead and pick up that heart piece and hammer in the dam.
And a nice hook shot clip through the block. I need to do that myself.
Yeah, it's not very often when you're over here doing your initial checks that you have either a mirror or a hook shot to delete those blocks.
Very true, very true.
Oh, and Bob went for the clip and missed it. Gets it the second time, though. And Mini Moldorm Cave. We've got money and hearts so far. Ooh, Blue
Bell.
It's always nice to have around these crabs over here in South Shore, since...
oh, yes.
Yeah, 2 hearts of damage this early. Not fun.
No, it's not. I have died in the past to those stupid crabs.
Yeah, if they change directions when you're not aware. Like, it almost clipped Hesjustaboy right there.
Oops.
Now, this is a bit unusual because Dr. Bob went straight over here to Agina's, and he did check the desert ledge and find the cape is over there. We'll see if that's necessary later. Agina's cave is not the answer.
If we were to rank crabs, chain chomps, and dead rocks, I'd put dead rocks, crabs, and chain chomps last. Because dead rocks, the numerous times you have to go up Death Mountain and the way they get in the way, that makes them the worst. The crabs, at least, it's only for South Shore, which you only go maybe twice. And then the chain chomps are only in that 1 or 2 rooms of Turtle Rock.
Plus, if you know the setup, you can actually use iframes from tripping the blocks to just walk right over the chain chomps.
Yes, which I messed up earlier.
Hey, at least if you mess it up in that first room, it's not too far to get back.
Very true, very true.
So we've actually got both runners going ahead and checking escape at the same time. With the lamp and the hammer, yeah, it seems like a pretty good time to check it, actually. We got the power to get through it, and we got the lamp to not have to navigate the dark rooms. That's the moon pearl. That was a good choice to come down here this early. So just under 12 minutes, we are a glove away from Dark World access. And Hesjustaboy is setting up the Death Warp, and we find a sword down in Zelda's cell.
That's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, as powerful as that hammer is, it's still a bit unwieldy. And Dr. Bob forgetting he has that fairy in a bottle, so that Death Warp, not so much death, and a lot less warp.
But we're already at Master Sword on Hesjustaboy's side. That puts Aga 1 into logic, whether or not it's required.
Oh, you're right. And between both of them, I think the only logical checks we have left are over in Eastern Palace area.
Which is where Hesjustaboy is going.
Bob, the madman! It looked like he was setting up the Death Warp. I thought he was going to go straight to Aga 1. We've got a bow in Sahasra's closet, and Hesjustaboy checking the green pendant, and it is Turtle Rock.
With that bow, he can now full clear Eastern Palace, which makes it a very just go do it now play.
Especially since it's a crystal. And especially since your other option is Aga 1, and no one wants to do that.
No, especially if the glove happens to be in Eastern Palace, which I bet he's really hoping is the case.
Oh, Dr. Bob hasn't done South Shore yet. I wonder if he had done South Shore, if he would have went ahead with the AGA 1 play. Another nice little perk with this early hook shot is you can just hook right to the chest over here and skip a room. So Bob's saving and quitting out of Ice Rod Cave, deciding not to go for the fake flippers, which he has the Moon Pearl in order to do the Waterfall Fairy. Whereas when He's Just a Boy made that route, he did not have the Moon Pearl to check those two chests. And we're getting an AGA play from Bob.
Interesting. He's just not gonna do Eastern Palace. Alright. We'll see if that pays out.
Yeah, he's essentially gambling that those 5 items will not give him Dark World access. Although Eastern Palace, although it does have 3 items, along with 3 in the Hashula's closet, Bob doesn't know the bow is over there, so
Right.
in his mind, it's possible there's a locked item.
Oh, there's the glove. AGA 1 is not required.
That is not what you wanted to see if you're a Dr. Bob fan.
Oof, so then the question is, how long does it take him to get to Eastern Palace? Because if he does AGA 1, he might go try to do Palace of Darkness.
Either Palace of Darkness or use the hook shot to get over to the west side.
Oh, no, you're right, yes.
I'm expecting Bob might not be over to that area until he finds the second bow or the mirror.
Or if he gets locked out, or maybe finds the second glove somewhere, but it's gonna be a while.
Unless he dies up here, he's on half a heart, so this is a little shaky. Speaking of that mirror, the Armos Knights with the mirror, that's...
Wow, so Eastern Palace area just totally loaded.
Here's your Dark World access. Egg your mirror to make it all convenient. There's at least 1 heart over in this room for Dr. Bob, so he'll probably be able to get in a bit better situation. Yeah, he knows his heart locations over here in Aga Tower. And He's Just a Boy is going to check the back of Escape. It does have a key back here. And just short on the bomb throw. Oh, that's right. We hadn't seen the map either, so that was just one item and it happened to be 10 arrows. And He's Just a Boy is going to go up Death Mountain, it looks like. With that hookshot hammer, he has full access to the Light World side.
Yes, and with the lamp that's in logic. Sorry.
And if he wants to do Tower of Hera, that's an option, though it is a pendant.
Lumberjack was checked. I think it was just a red rupee.
Yep. So if you're Bob, I think what you need to see on the pyramid after beating Aga, I think you need to see boots, glove, maybe flute, just some kind of high mobility option.
Yeah. The flippers?
We don't know how required those are, but that might help. Oh, Bob's going straight to Hype Cave.
And He's Just a Boy dipping into Tower of Hera.
He's been burned by Tower of Hera recently. One of the races he lost in Winter's Final, he got one item out of Hera, left, and the flute was in the basement.
Oh.
And that seed was a crystal mire.
Well, Hype Cave was a blue cave.
Matching is Yoshi. This early on, that second bottle of blue goo might be pretty decent, though.
Yes.
Early Dark World survivability helps quite a bit. Oh, He's Just a Boy. Just got booped over into the center hole, so he's going to drop 2 floors. So, 10 arrows over here from the digging game for Dr. Bob. Now, for He's Just a Boy, we have all the dungeon items except for the small key to go to the basement. So either Moldorm has the item or the basement has the item. As I said, he's been burned by that basement, so
Yes.
if the key is here, does he go for the basement?
And it's the key.
Ricky, what do you do?
I go to the basement. I don't risk it. Yeah, it's a waste of a minute if it's nothing, but I'd rather not have it weigh on my mind. And yes, Bob does seem to be farming money, probably for Zora. Or not.
After about 2 or 3 games, they start to get off sync, so you have to exit and re-enter.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, he's lining them up with that second frill in the curtain. Now, even though he has Zora money, he still needs money for chess games, so just getting that little bit extra.
As well as Pod. Well.
Yeah, if you break the streak, you get a lot less rupees, so he's deciding it's not even worth it. And he's just a boy finding more blue in the basement, just 5 rupee.
Yeah.
But it's still peace of mind. Peace of mind is worth a lot in a race like
that. Absolutely. Oh, looks like Bob's going to the Eastern Palace area. He's not gonna be... Oh, nope, never mind. I spoke too soon.
He's going to go ahead and get his hobo check and all of his water checks right now. It almost seems like he's abandoned Eastern for so long, they figures if it's there, he's already in trouble, so let's hope it's not there.
Yes.
And medallion number 2 for He's Just a Boy. There's Quake. And we did see up on the floating island that it's a 300 up there, so we're starting to see where some of the money in this seed is. Speaking of money, I heard you like big 20s. We got half magic for He's Just a Boy.
But not much else in Paradox Cave.
Bombs over on the Zora ledge. Now, since He's Just a Boy was able to finish over in Paradox Cave, just doing a save quit, we're going to see the Hype Cave and these Southern Dark World checks. Zora with the 60% refund, and we've got Pendant Swamp, and we've got 5-6 Crystal and Pod. That's a new one. He's just boy ended up picking up his bomb when he tried to talk to that NPC. I don't know if they actually got to talk to the guy in there, but we know even if he didn't, it's not going to hurt him. And this is unfortunate for Bob.
Yeah, he's gonna dip pod right now.
Yeah, unless the second bow is in here, he is not going to be able to clear it. Where he's just a boy, going full clear it for one of his 5/6 crystals. You know, with that mirror, he's just a boy. He's going to be able to do this dungeon quite a bit faster too, with just being able to mirror back to the front when he reaches his dead end.
Dr. Bob about to do a potion camera glitch, looks like.
With the key, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go through the front door. I believe that's our first item, just a small shield.
Yes. Oh, we had like all of the keys in the front. Kind of wondering where all of He's Just a Boy's bombs went. Bob's over here on 10 bombs, and He's Just a Boy down to 3. Did He's Just a Boy buy bombs at the bomb shop in Kakariko? Because I know Bob did.
I think he did. Bob maybe bought a second set somewhere? Oh, and Bob's going to go ahead and set up this hammer yump. Whereas He's Just a Boy can go ahead and use the mirror once they clear all of this out.
Fire Rod.
You know, Fire Rod is a really great weapon to leverage with half magic. Wait a minute. Bob just got the Fire Rod. He might be thinking Skull Woods now.
Yes.
For what Bob has, he's able to full clear Thieves Town as well as Skull Woods right now. And unfortunately, that's going to put him further away from the glove and the bow that we know of.
Right.
And also, if there's something in the mirror spots over here, since he's already headed this way, he's a lot less likely to check those on a second pass.
He's avoiding Eastern, I presume, because he doesn't have the bow, which I understand, but to do Aga 1 instead of just checking Eastern, that play is a gamble that I personally wouldn't have made.
And the other thing is, now that he's avoided it for so long, one of two things, he's probably thinking one of two things. Either nothing's there, or that he's avoided it for so long that if something's there, he's already in a bad spot, so he just needs to hope that there's nothing there. And at this point, that's essentially playing to your out, which I don't fault him for. It's not a bad idea. It's just in this case, it's really hurting.
Yeah. Like, everything he's done makes sense if Eastern Palace had nothing. And if he knew that. But since that's not the case for this seed, you know, He's Just a Boy takes down Hemelsar and now has 2 crystals.
We got our first item out of Skull Woods. It's more money!
If Mirror is not required, Just a Boy might get baited into Pendant SP. Well, I mean, he's already been kind of baited into Tower of Hera Pendant, so it's possible.
Even if he gets baited into Pendant Swamp Palace, I'm thinking the convenience from the mirror might make that time up.
Absolutely. Whoa, Dr. Bob got rushed by the mummies and just got the statue right in time.
Grab the chest just in time to get pulled back by the wall master. It's always nice when that hand is right on time. And there's the second item. So, Skull Woods coming up with a big fat goose egg. And we get the Death Warp to go back to the start. And Hesjustaboy is going to get a little bit more mileage out of that mirror. You check that right chest, mirror back to the front, skip a little bit of walking, go to the left. He's going to grab this chest, mirror back again, and saves the key.
Nice.
And then saving a few more seconds with that mirror, so it all that time without the mirror, it's going to add up against Dr. Bob.
Yes.
Mafula definitely one of the more annoying bosses just because of how it works with the spikes, but
Oh, yeah. But Dr. Bob does a fantastic job taking it down. And gets his first crystal.
yeah, it's nice when the moth cooperates and stays away from those spikes. Now, since Hesjustaboy has that half magic, he can be a little bit more liberal with his fire rod use leading up to Moth. I'll have a few extra shots. Though, unfortunately for him, his Moth is not cooperating.
No.
It was a bit longer fight, which is no fault of his. That Moth just, as we said, wanted to stay in those spikes the whole time and negate the damage.
He's just a boy going back in for that last chest, which I believe was just bombed, so he's not going to be too thrilled about that.
But he's not going to have to death warp. He can just mirror right
just
out.
Mirrors out and boom.
And then instead of walking backwards through the dungeon, he's going to mirror into the Lost Woods and go ahead and take that portal again.
So far, the seed's been kind of good to... Well, I mean, I shouldn't say good, but without finding the glove or the second bow, the Dr. Bob is really running out of options to avoid Eastern Palace much longer. Oh, never mind. There's the glove.
That is probably not what we wanted to see for Dr. Bob. Especially since he's just a boy in the area and is going to get the Titan's mitts.
Yes.
Actually, depending upon the Myers medallion requirement, once you get those mitts, he's just a boy. It's just Flippers and Samaria from Go Mode, I believe.
Oh, wow, yes, and we know where the flippers are.
Yeah, they're right on the pyramid. Although, it might be a little bit of time before he's just a boy heads up that way.
Very true. Because, yeah, as GFP points out, he already did pods. He kind of isolated it. And there's his Titan's mitts.
Well, actually, if he fake Flipper's Ice Palace, he doesn't need the Flippers.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah, I can tell you from experience, both of these runners are really good at this. So, seeing a possibility of a 130 something to 140 something, I'm not surprised. Like, even despite the setback that Dr. Bob has had so far with Eastern Palace, if he gets over to that area soon, we might still end up with a close race by the end of this.
Yeah, he's made really good time. I mean, everything he's done makes sense for an Agro 1 play. It's been really good. It's just Agro 1 wasn't the play.
And at this point, the glove opens up Death Mountain, but doesn't open up a whole lot more than that.
He checks Spiral Cave, but I don't believe he checks Spike Cave.
No, other than potions, he didn't have the items required to check it at the time.
Oh, right, because Burner was in Hype Cave.
Hype Cave. Which today is affectionately known as the Blues Cave. Wait, is he checking Eastern?
Oh, it looks like it. Yes, he is. That's interesting. I wonder why he decides to check Eastern before going up Death Mountain.
That is... Oh, I think... Well, no, he doesn't have the bow.
Right, he's about to get it. There. Don't think he's happy about that.
Yeah, because if he had the bow, then even without the mirror, you would do Eastern, take the portal, and do Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, and with the Power Glove, he could just go up Death Mountain and use the hookshot to do the other side. It's weird that he decided to do Aga 1 before Eastern Palace, but then Eastern Palace before Death Mountain, once he got the Power Glove. That's odd.
Sometimes we just have that runner's intuition, that hunch that something's not right. And I wonder if it just happened to hit Dr. Bob at that moment.
Amarith makes a good point. He might be feeling that the glove in Thievestown felt odd. You would expect that glove to be the Titan's Mitt.
Yeah, sometimes when you're running the sea, you have that moment where 2 plus 2 is equaling 3, and it's throwing up that red flag. So Hesjustaboy is going to take care of Peg Cave without the boots. Feels so slow.
It does.
And that often forgotten about Smith chain. Now, for those of you who say we should ask him about this once this race is over, they are doing a double header, so I'm not sure if we're going to be doing interviews in between races.
There's Dr. Bob's Titans Mitt. Yay!
And there's the slashes of joy.
Yes, total joy, holiday joy, right there.
So he does still have presence of mind to not give the holiday bombos for that. That might be reserved for the mirror coming up.
Though, interestingly, this the route Dr. Bob has taken, this will allow him to do pretty much all of Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain in one go.
That is going to be a slight time save. Oh, Bob missed the quick kill there. He's going to try to save it. You know what? It worked out. So he's just a boy is avoiding Pendant Swamp for now, which makes sense. He can fake Flipper to get into Ice Palace, and Ice Palace could have his go mode.
Dr. Bob looks like he's gonna go finish Pod.
And Dr. Bob only has a boss to do in Pod, so once he finishes it, he's just a boy, just has some checks and a pendant Tower of Hera over Dr. Bob. They will be even on crystal count.
Yes.
Oh, and chat pointing out, he was just a boy, doesn't have the flippers. He couldn't do Pendant Swamp if he wanted.
Super Bunny Cave has a whole lot of nothing.
A Turtle Rock check just in case. It's Quake. Hookshot Cave just having 50 rupees, piece of heart, big 20.
Whoops.
Oh, that's a slip.
And Ether.
Yeah, Ether's not a bad pickup. That means no matter what Myers medallion is, you have what you need for it. We get our Spike Cave check. Well, it's a blue item. It's 5 rupees.
Not the blue item he was looking for.
They got lazy with their cane of Barano this time. They didn't carve it out. Oh, and this looks like the pyramid to catfish check for He's Just a Boy, which is going to give him the flippers to check, to mirror and check Waterfall and Zora. So he's going to get a little bit of a lucky routing option. And now that Bob has the mirror, he has to remember if he wants to save and quit to the light world, he's got to be in the light world.
Oh, he's just a boy. Looks like he's gonna be doing the graveyard ledge?
It's another one of those locations that you sometimes forget, but it has an important item a surprising amount of the time. At this point, this race may come down to who finds that flute and cane first. Though He's Just a Boy has it's a pretty good exploration advantage right now. Because He's Just a Boy has already checked all of Light and Dark Death Mountain, and Dr. Bob is going ahead and doing those checks now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what He's Just a Boy did. He checked that graveyard ledge just because that's currently the only time he's going to be in that area. So he's just routing it with his catfish.
Which, with the flippers, makes it even easier to do that.
Also giving Catfish a bomb present, and Catfish returning to Cinder. At this point, I think our only two plays are Swamp Palace or Ice Palace.
Yeah, He's Just a Boy has done pretty much all the other checks he can do without the boots. Or the fetch quest items. Of course, Ice Palace is a crystal, so kind of expect to head there first.
Yeah, Swamp is more dense, 6 items to 3, but you have to do Ice Palace. He's just going to go ahead and finish up his water checks, and then it looks like into Ice Palace. And Bob got dead rocked.
Yep. And he decides to do Spiral Cave instead.
Yeah, I think he was going to go ahead and take the Turtle Rock portal and check from the top.
Where is He's Just a Boy going? He already did Waterfall Cave. Oh, okay.
I think he forgot. I just realized we didn't actually find much on Death Mountain, did we? Just the Quake
Nope.
and Ether.
Yeah, I think it was 2 medallions and the half magic, and that was about it.
Yeah, if Maya requires Bombos, then it's possible there was no required trip to Death Mountain until you go up to the tower. And as much as on Death Mountain, that's almost like saying, oh, you don't have to go to Kakariko this seed.
Right? Dr. Bob opening up Turtle Rock while he's up there. Can't do a thing inside of Chaos Mario, which is fortunate for him.
So what DoctorBobtastic needs to do is he needs to have the mindset of, I don't want to do this pendant, and go to Ice Palace. I think that's what he needs to do. But let's be honest, while you're up here, you probably do Tower of Hera.
Perhaps. I mean, it's a pendant dungeon. I personally would have done Ice Palace before going to Tower of Hera.
There
Okay,
are some people that are really adverse to Ice Palace, though.
True, but if it's a crystal dungeon, I mean, it's getting done regardless. Oh, this looks like a Hera play. Yep, he's going to Hera.
I mean, it makes sense. I just thought of a possibility, though. Remember how we still need that flute?
Yes.
That's not required for any of our pendant dungeons?
Right. Oh, it's becoming pretty likely the flute's in a pendant dungeon, huh?
Either in a pendant dungeon, or it could be on the pet itself.
Oh no.
Like, we're running low enough on checks that we have to consider that possibility now. And Bob's going for that Hera pot. And he gets it. Now, even though Bob has the big key, he could have went up. This is still faster. You're skipping 2 to 3 rooms. and you don't have to bomb jump to get to the big chest. You can just drop down onto it. Oh, hey!
There's Kana Samaria. Oh, so one thing, however, that does... Oops, there goes... Bodrum got both runners down that middle gap. That is possible, presuming they find the ice rod. That's the one thing holding it back. Yes, on Laser Bridge, where it likes to be.
You're not wrong. So, funny story for He's Just a Boy. That bomb jump that he made to cross over and get that chest, in Game 2 of the Winners Final, he actually missed that jump, and it cost him finding the Kana Samaria and Ice Palace. So that's a bit of redemption.
I will be right back.
Alright. So He's Just a Boy got his Samaria. The question is, will he go to Ice Palace? I mean, not Ice Palace. He just did Ice Palace. I was going to say Swamp Palace or Turtle Rock, but judging by this is Turtle Rock. And Bob is going to go ahead and check the basement chest, so he'll get his 5 rupees. So I'm wondering if He's Just a Boy is playing on a hunch right now, because I feel like Swamp Palace would be better since when you include the green pendant, they both have 6 items. But if Ice Rod is in Swamp Palace and the flute is indeed on Trinex or the green pendant, this is going to be a double dip Turtle Rock, and there's no saving a portal to go straight back to Trinex. Alright, so where's Dr. Bob? Well, he probably has to go to Ice Palace next. Oh! Spike Cave. He's Just a Boy. We're assuming flute from Go Mode. There is the possibility that the boots are required, but that's a 1 in 22 chance. What are the odds, right? Actually, I guess I just said the odds. Oh, right, we haven't seen the inside Desert Palace, which could require the boots as well. So,
well, but they haven't found the book yet, or the flute, so they can't get into Desert Palace.
yeah, so at bare minimum, it's flute for Go Mode, possibly boots.
Yeah.
So right now, Dr. Bob checking Graveyard Ledge, checking a lot of what Hesjustaboy is already checked. So focus right now is what's going on over here in Turtle Rock, and is the flute here? It seems like it's always the most nerve-wracking when you're one item from go mode, and where the heck is it?
Totally. Especially an item that can be practically anywhere.
With the possibility of these nightmare scenarios that chat's coming up with, like book on ped, boots on ether tablet, and flute on the torch. We totally haven't seen scenarios like that before, right? Depending upon if our desert access is the book, there's still also Pyramid Fairy possibility.
Right.
The question is the seed feeling jet or is it feeling troll? Bob using his medallion knowledge there, taking out all those ping gators with the quake.
Turtle Rock is down to Laser Bridge.
Well, the answer is always Laser Bridge, though.
Isn't it?
And Hesjustaboy is low on health, so he's going to use Cane of Burna to conserve a bit of that. We're also almost at the hour 20 mark, and we're still on Master Sword. We got those first two swords relatively quick, and then it just dried up.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
there you go.
And Ice Rod, not here.
Ice Rod nor Flute.
Dr. Bob doing NMG strats there with the double bomb on the ping gators. Though he didn't have the boots to get out of the way. For he's just a boy. I'm thinking if he only finds the ice rod here, he's going to be a bit worried. First chest in Swamp Palace.
Heart container.
Which this scene's been relatively healthy. Bob at 12 hearts, he's just a boy at 14 hearts, both of them on blue mail. Not a whole lot of risk of dying. Okay, yes, that was technically the second chest of Swamp Palace, but the first chest has to be the key. Bob's looking at a 5-heart cold stare, so this might actually be a bit dangerous. They still hit for...
Yeah.
I believe it's 3 hearts on blue mail.
Yes. I can't remember if it's blue or green. I think green might be more.
I know green is 4.
Okay, yeah, so it's 3 on blue. Because, yeah, that cost me a race yesterday.
And he's just a boy going straight to the back here. It's probably go to the back since it's more dense in case it's back here, or the big key's back here. And then if it's just the big key back here, you can check that chest on the way to left side swamp. Or
there's the flute.
There's a little bit of indecision there, but he decides to just bail on it. Oh, Bob's going up to Turtle Rock.
So, I personally am a little confused on why both runners chose Turtle Rock over Swamp Palace when they don't have the Ice Rod. I mean, I guess because it's the green pendant and they're hoping Ice Rod's in there, but I personally would have gone to Swamp Palace first.
I would have as well. I'm thinking it's some runners have this ingrained mindset that Swamp Palace is slow.
But so
I
was
mean,
Turtle
think
Rock.
about left. Yeah, like when thinking left side, or might be thinking, oh, there's not a lot of value in there. It's just as likely had a value as a Turtle Rock, though. All right, so Hesjustaboy's going to go ahead and do Desert Palace first. Oh, probably checking to see if they need the boots.
Oh, that's a good idea. He's got one chance to not need the boots. Big key, big key, big key. Oh
Shovel!
no! We are not in go mode. Boots are required.
Stop on a whammy!
So now Hesjustaboy is probably very concerned he left the boots in Swamp Palace.
He also did go ahead and grab his cape. I mean, this could be a case of key under the. It's two red things, but not the right red thing. I would have checked checkerboard cave before jumping in here on the off chance. And we did have to make one trip up the mountain because Meyer does require Quake. The moment you think you have a seed figured out, it throws you just a little bit of a curveball.
Well, it's better to have small key on Desert Palace torch than to have big key on Ganon's Tower torch.
I mean, I totally haven't won a race because of that.
I saw a clip, I think, in the main tournament where that happened to somebody. But fortunately, I think the boots are on the Bomble's tablet right outside.
Oh, for Vod, it was Go Mode Meyer versus Full Clear Meyer. And Full Clear Meyer had the boots.
GFE, don't you mean Pet is hanging on by a shoelace?
Boo!
Well, we got our big key. We're getting to that point in the race where both runners are probably getting nervous.
Oh, I would have been nervous a long time ago.
Well, I think Bob knows he made a mistake with the Eastern Palace.
Yes, but then Turtle Rock definitely, like, going all the way down Turtle Rock and not fighting Ice Rod, that would be like, oh my goodness.
That's a mushroom for He's Just a Boy.
So he's got 2 fetch quests to do now.
Bob's not taking a chance. He's drinking that potion.
So if I was Dr. Bob in this scenario where I know I should not have done Agra 1, and now I've wasted time in Turtle Rock, it seems, I'm probably thinking, okay, my only hope is that He's Just a Boy hasn't done yet.
And
Maybe he's making the same mistakes I'm making.
Well, here's the other annoyance he's having to deal with is since he's cleared Aga 1 and he has the mirror, if he quits the Dark World, yeah.
It takes him to Pyramid.
Which is not where he wants. So this look like the Smith Shane into Swamp Palace for Dr. Bob. He's Just a Boy is probably going to have to follow these fetch quests after Meyer. This is probably not your ideal Vitreous. No silvers and no boots. I know one of the things I like doing with Vitreous is popping up a cape, or if I have to, a Berna, and just dashing through the eyes a few times, and you can still get a 0 cycle video. Alright, so we're going to get that checkerboard cave check. Now that I'm thinking about it, he probably waited on that so that way once he leaves here, he can immediately flute.
True.
Oh, He's Just a Boy doing the mushroom check. I'm not a fan of doing that first because he could have done the fake powder on the bat. Oh, okay.
Oh,
There's
never
Boots.
mind. There we go. There's go mode, finally.
At 134.20, we have go mode for He's Just a Boy. I was wondering if not fake powdering was going to come back and bite him, but nope. He's fine. So you have to go into Pendant Swamp to get your flute, to then go in Clear Mire to get your mushroom, to then get your boots, to then go back to desert.
Fun.
Getting that big key, not even checking the second chest. He is gone. Hey, you didn't have to get baited into going to worthless green pendant turtle rock. That was just extra credit.
Entirely optional.
So with Tempered Sword, I doubt He's Just a Boy is going to be checking any extra chests for a sword
or silvers, yeah.
silver. And now that we have the 7th crystal, ladies and gentlemen, where do you think that Gans Tower Big Key is going to be? Personally, I'm thinking 3.
I'll say 5.
I think one of the questions for He's Just a Boy is how behind is he feeling? Like, is he feeling 3 is tile room behind? Here we go. The tower is open. See, the only thing we needed out of Death Mountain this time was Spiral Cave having Quake. Oh, hey, there's Powder. We got Dark Magician strats from He's Just a Boy going to the Stalfos room and then going back to the right. Seven chests down, and we've got 4 keys, 3 of them from chests. So there's only one more small key in a chest. And Dr. Bob now has his flute, and looks like he's going to bail.
Guess it's save and quit right this time.
If it happens enough time...
Oh, spooky action, okay.
I was questioning all those shots. Hey,
There's
there's
the
our
ice
ice rod.
Oh,
And-
butter sword.
And blue goo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure both of these runners have been in the main tournament last year, so they're definitely higher tier.
He's just a boy has the mirror. I'm not sure why he's not using it.
He's going to go full right side here. He's going all the way to the ice almost.
Oh, I see.
Usually, if you get 2-3 keys, logically you have access down here from the right side, so he's just making that chance. Which my last see, the big key was vanilla, which means it's the right. Which means in that case it's the right play. Bob's gonna go ahead and get his cape, and we got a red shield.
Bob about to get the bad news about boots.
So this time, True Dark Magician strats were not the answer, though it did give him a sword upgrade.
Yes. Did he just skip the upper room?
No, he did that first, and then he mirrored and went right.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now, disadvantage, he's just a boy doing that spooky action glitch earlier. His magic's not looking too good. Oh, bug net, we got the most important item.
You go 18 red rupee, 19 bombs, 20 piece of heart, 21 50 rupees. We got a tile room.
Oh no.
So remember how he said not behind enough to feel like doing tile room first?
Right.
Going ahead, grabbing that wall to just stay in cape and not have to deal with it. I am kind of wondering where silvers are in all this mess.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh? They're not again. Well, they might be in the Gauntlet part of Ganon's Tower, but
He's got to be careful with his arrows. Oh, there's a fiver. There was a pot of 5 arrows in that room. My guess is Hesjustaboy might not be going to check those chests going up, and is just going to. He's just going to go without checking for the silvers.
yeah.
Which is fine. It's not going to save too much time. He's making really good use of the few arrows he does have. Two cycle land mow. Pretty good. And Bob picked up his mushroom. He doesn't know yet that that's what he needs out of here. Now, Hesjustaboy does need to be a little bit careful. He's down to okay, never mind. He's got a blue potion. He's fine.
There's a full magic refill in this room. I wonder why he just didn't go for that.
He was also down to 3 hearts.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yep, not looking for the silvers.
Yeah, when it comes to Ganon, if you've like after you fought him so many times, you almost don't even worry about him.
Yeah.
buttering up that Moldorm, a couple swings, and he's cooking. I am interested to see their collection rate after all of this. Nice triple. Unfortunately, blue ball's there. And got knocked out of the way from that double. There we go, 3-1-1-0-1. And Aga 2 is down. He's just boy is about to drop in on Ganon. Meanwhile, Bob is... Oh, fluting to 3.
Oh, he might be doing the fake powder. Maybe.
Yeah, as I said with He's Just Boy, I like the fake powder before turning in the mushroom. And Ganon is really cooperating for He's Just a Boy. Piece of heart from the bat. The arrows were in upper GT.
Oh.
Or the big chest. Just a little early there, getting them blue.
Dr. Bob going to do the shovel check.
Just another boomerang for Bob.
And Ganon goes down. He's just a boy. Just needs to cross that bridge. And there we go.
At 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 4 seconds, we have bacon. As Bob just finds his boots, he's going to go ahead and forfeit. So as I said, they are playing on back-to-back, so Bob said he's going to fill out to make game 2 a 6-6. So 6 crystals, Ganon's Tower open at 6 crystals, Ganon vulnerable at 6 crystals.